Hey guys, welcome to the MC Anime Podcast. We cover anime, geek culture, Japanese aesthetics, and Asian studies. We are a multi-fandom podcast, and you can expect to hear topics in your favorite hobby or fandom activity potentially. You can find MC Anime on Google Podcasts, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. Also, please check out mcanimepodcast.com, our website. Furthermore, stay tuned in for another episode.
Episode MC Anime Podcast. MC here, and we're back today with Leah. How you doing today, Leah?
I'm doing pretty good. It's been a nonstop day, but I'm eventually just gonna give up and stop doing stuff. And that's always fun. That's probably my favorite thing to do in the adult life. Is like at a certain point, if you just stop doing stuff, that's it. Like. No one can physically force you to do it. So I'm going to take a nap probably after this podcast. And that brings me joy.
I've been rearranging my room, trying to get different things straight and move my MC Anime Podcast, MC Anime logo, the old one, to another side of the room. I feel very accomplished, even though it took very long to do it. So yeah.
I mean, home decorating.
Well, I don't know what decorating. It was just more like, I guess, space design, I guess. I did like a lot of stage design, so I like having things planned, particularly in stage design. So having those visuals kind of help.
I mean, but I think also when you just redo your place, it helps like give you new energy in the room and make you feel better. Now your stuff is rearranged. Now you can kind of look at your space in a new way. Also, replacing the logo is a smart move. We've got this cool. Yeah. No. I said when you moved your logo, or replaced it. Yeah.
That was kind of funny because I bought that from Flickr and it actually did really well, even though I bought a frame that was like a little too small, but I fit it in anyway. But anyway, let's go to today's topic. Don't forget, you can subscribe to us on podcasts near you, like Apple and Google, www.mcanimepodcast.com. Go on to Patreon, we can do various tiers and support us directly. Without further ado, today's episode is show analysis and character roles and jobs. So we're going to pick an industry, and we're going to think of 2 or 3 characters in that industry that we think can qualify based on the personality and skill set in their respective anime.
Yeah, because like we've talked about it kind of in the past, especially when it comes to stuff like fan fiction. People creating their own artwork, especially at conventions and stuff like that. There's so many cool ways that you can kind of keep expanding the universe of like your favorite shows and your favorite characters. But this type of game is, I think, just fun. It's just fun just to imagine them doing something in our normal everyday world. Meanwhile, they're like laying magical beast or going on a wild adventure, and we're like, they would be really good in a bank. I love that. So it's gonna be a good game.
Let's just start with a random category. Let's do retail as a category. So which anime character you think will do really well in retail?
In retail? Honestly, first person who came to mind would probably be like Elizabeth from like 7 Deadly Sins, the girl with the white hair and blue eyes. Yeah, she's just she never gets upset. You can make her do anything, so she would take any shift. She would, I don't know, if she cries, like, everything gets healed. Who cares? She's just so nice, and the way she dresses, people will be like, I want to look like her. So I think I think Elizabeth from Seven Deadly Sins would do amazing. Her voice, I hate her voice, but I could absolutely see her being someone that like old people love when they go into like Bath and Body Works or something. So that's my first vote. Who do you got?
I was actually doing the main characters themselves at work, actually. So I think the Red Blood Cell.
I was gonna say like the Red Blood Cells. They don't have names.
Yeah, the Red Blood Cell. But she's very due diligent. She organizes really well with the white blood cells. She tries to fight, the diseases and the panics and the, the crisis of the body. I think she do really well in a manager type position. She handles stress really well. She's able to talk to people, talk to them, and when let's say the customer's in crisis mode, she's going over here. It's like, yes, how can I help you? We need to remain calm. I can help you. So this happened, so forth and so forth. I believe that is her strong suit. How she handles herself in situations involving people being panic or even complaining. I think she'd be a great person to handle complaints, especially in a manager position. And she'd be giving them such good customer service that I think it'll be a bomb diggly do.
Oh, okay. I don't even. Okay, first off, what is bomb diggity do? What? That's like the way my brain and face reacted when you said that was like the first time when someone said "gee willikers" to me. Like the first time I ever heard that, I'm like, excuse me.
I was trying to say the bomb diggity, but I didn't say it right.
No, I like it. It just made me giggle though, because I was just like, what do you do?
Yeah,
I'm gonna use that.
I can't say bomb diggity, but I say bomb diggly do. Like, it's supposed to be that easy to say, and I just remember it after the fact. Oh gosh.
No, you're good. Okay. Another. I do agree. Red blood cells from Cells at Work would be absolutely amazing. In that position, I think, yeah. Just for the simple fact that they, they're sweet. They're efficient. I mean, maybe even the white blood cells. Is it the white blood cells?
Yeah.
The little small cute ones. Yeah. Yeah. So it's like I think they would be good as well because like they're efficient. They follow orders, and they're great. They're so cute. Wait, am I thinking of the right ones? No, not the white blood cells. Because the white blood cells are the ones who kill the viruses. Yeah. No, I'm talking about who are the tiny ones? The tiny ones that like when you like say you get a cut or whatever, and it's their job to like heal that area. I can't remember, but they would be good too. The white blood cells.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Oh gosh.
TV ones, like that's what I'm saying. I was like, oh my god.
It's the ones that seal up the wound. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So I was like,
in your body. Oh, it's like a clear liquid. Oh gosh, never. You know what? I don't even remember. Oh my gosh.
The fact that we're so upset, like it's so upsetting because we're over here like, yeah, red blood cells, white blood cells, and like they probably have a regular name that we just can't remember. Oh my god! Literally, I'm trying to Google it. Oh,
it has a specific meaning. It's a specific term.
Planets. Planets. Yeah, planets. I think they're called. There we go. The fact that I am a medical major, embarrassing. The platelets.
I've heard platelets a lot, so I'm very familiar with what they do. They seal up the wound and reduce the risk of infection to getting into the wound.
Yeah.
Make it something. It's a natural response to stop bleeding.
Yes, and so it's how your blood like clots. And so I think they would. Yes, so I think they would also be good because they're just quick and efficient. White blood cells would probably be good for security, but I don't know if
Yeah.
like the in-store security, but they're a
The
bit
Claymores,
violent.
I think, would be better than a national disaster, like clean up and cover up when the national disaster
Oh,
hits.
that's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
They're like national disaster relief. It's
Yeah,
like,
but
okay,
red blood
the
cells.
American Red Cross coming to the rescue, or the Peace Corps helping sustain this peace.
I was gonna say they're ordered a type that like go and clean up beaches or something.
Yeah.
But stay staying with retail. Oh shoot, who was I just thinking about? Who I feel like um what's their name? What's their name? It was here and then it's gone. It's the girl from I think is it Noelle? Is it Noelle from Black Clover? Is she the one with the pigtails? Who's really bossy? Yes.
He's royal.
Yeah. So Noelle Silva from Black Clover, I think would also be good because she would make an amazing like manager in the mall, like at a store. I know so many managers who like when I used to work in retail, there was always that one manager who took their job way too seriously, was very bossy. And then the second you'd be like, "Do you know how to do this?" And they didn't. They would just stop talking about it. So that's what she reminds me of. Like mad bossy, not even the best on the team. Just somehow,
She's trying so hard, and she tries so hard, and then she always something ends up happening. But in the end, she's able to do the job with minimum damage.
Yeah, still gets the job done, but definitely like you're sitting there looking at her, you're like, you have a lot of attitude for somebody who's also here with me. Like, you're here too, you know that, right? So that's what I think.
So many weird customer interactions that she has to explain every time she goes off or just has the wrong.
She's on the phone with corporate every week because of some outburst that she's had. So she's like, "Oh, I can't help it. They're stupid." And it's like, "Ma'am, please."
Isn't assuming if it's going to be a boss as a man, it could be a boss as a woman.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Okay.
Well, you know what? You need to deal with her because she's a lot of work.
A huge amount of work. Amount of work. But she's perfect for that role. Sometimes, because also you got to think about it. You need managers like that in retail because there is a lot of moving pieces. There is no real security in regards to like people showing up for work. So you do kind of need that person who's like who does micromanage and is in everyone's business because at least they know what's going on. So I do enjoy managers like that only for that aspect, but they're also super annoying. Like, I don't want to do their job, but I need them there so I don't have to do their job. Because if I'm just trying to be a team lead, if I'm just trying to be like an assistant manager, I don't want all the responsibility. So yes.
True. I don't, she'll mess it up, but she'll definitely give you a lot of paperwork and a lot of splinters. Paper cuts, I mean.
Oh, for sure.
Oh gosh, this reminds me of the filing of all the complaints, and you still keep her around because she's halfway decent.
That's the thing. Those managers never get fired because even though it's like, yeah, they told off a client and weren't respectful at all, but we don't have anyone to replace her, so she stayed. Like you might have someone from corporate come in or HR and they might listen to the complaint, but at most they'll just be like, "Hey, can you just not do that again?" And she will. She absolutely will because we can't get rid of her. So
true.
That's amazing.
But yeah, speaking of retail, let's jump to another category. Let's do, I don't know, team development. You feel that any anime character will be good in team development?
Team development?
Yeah. He developed
like a coach or a trainer.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. Well, if you're talking like someone who's like a professional development coach, oh, that's a good one. Who would be good for that? What's his name? I'm thinking of the dude from freaking Danganronpa. The one who's like snobby and what is it? Byakuya, ever. He's like that rich kid that has glasses, and he's a total jerk. Bakuya Togami. Bakuya? Yeah, that's how you say his name. Anyway, in like freaking Danganronpa, like the first season, he's in there. He's the one who like always sees people's lies. He knows exactly how to like look for small details and clues, but he also knows how to navigate and make people kind of go in the right direction. So that way he's really good at I would say seeing the bigger picture when other people can't. So I would vote for him to probably be a good like professional life coach. He wouldn't be nice. Like he's not a nice person. He's that smart guy who like pushes up his glasses when you say something that he's like, but actually, and it's like, oh God, I really hate you, but you are right. So I would vote for him. I think he would be, if he was like a professional development coach or a consultant, he would kill it. He would kill it.
I do agree with you on that one. I think he'll be a solid catch to do all that. And at the same time, he's focused and due diligent. Well, not about due diligent, but at least somewhat motivated.
Somewhat. I mean, he'll be motivated by his reputation. Like, I feel like he would be someone who would be the number one person to go to, or have one of the top firms to go to. But he absolutely would not be like kind and polite about it. Like he would definitely, like he's harsh. If you don't do what he tells you to do and you're putting his reputation at risk, he'll drop you as a client. That's the type of person he seems like. And I mean, after watching the show, I 100% believe he would do that. So I believe he would do that 100%. So that's my first vote. How about you?
My vote is okay, so High School of the Dead. Seiko Usuyama. She's the sword wielding person.
Oh yeah.
And she, as a warrior mentality, would be able to talk to people about how to go about defense, but also take an approach, stand up for yourself, be a motivated person to do well, and also perceive the goal you want. Doesn't matter how small it is. Deliver with perseverance and keep on trying. Eventually you will get there. So I feel like she'll be a great emotional speaker and coach in that regard. And she'll probably demonstrate a few sword swings and use like wooden sticks.
Okay, hold on. I was with you until you're like, and then she pulls out her sword. Wait a minute.
So she'll probably get like the Kendo Club, and then while she do like a live demonstration, while you're doing like, practice Kendo, she's gonna be talking to you as she's doing Kendo, how to do your job, how to do it. So she goes to an unorthodox way to help you in being a life coach. You had to do a Kendo session with her to talk about your problems and what you want to achieve.
I mean, I will say that there are like people out there that mix whatever type of development consulting that you want to do. They also do mix that with like some type of physical activity because they believe in the connectiveness of like the brain and the body. So if you're just taking the information in like a test, it's not the same as like actively like releasing those endorphins in your body, getting active and kind of instilling that discipline So yes, I could see that. That would be a very weird. That would be very weird for some people, though. But I feel like
you have
you would be successful at it.
She's School of the Dead, so she still has that mentality of survival mode. So instead, she's trying to translate that to team development and coaching. So the only way she knows how to do that is teach you some blocks and swings while also doing a very effective strategic model for what the goal setting that you want to do. So you can make it individualized to the person using the job to coach thinking.
Oh yeah, no, I think it would, again, just like my suggestion. I feel like their way of doing stuff would definitely be unorthodox, but you would still show up and you would still be willing to do it, just for the simple fact that they seem to get results that other people don't. So that's just what it is. It's like they seem to get those results that other people do not get. And so that means I have to swing a sword and learn how to now sword fight. I don't know why I'm coming to a dojo when I'm just trying to learn how to be a public speaker, but here we are. making me do like character development training, like a montage, just so I can make better PowerPoints. Seems a bit much, but she's the best in her industry, so yeah.
Unconventional. I not kidding you. I had someone who's a big fan of Star Trek, and what they did for consulting and team management was literally an entire program of Star Trek quotes and just all these weird interactions connected to Star Trek and associated with that brand into how they did their job. So as much as it's unconventional, I've seen it and I've interviewed someone who did that before. So that's where I got the idea.
No, I mean, it's definitely out there. And I think it's also a shock to the system. I do marketing for consultants and like the ones who work with businesses and one-on-ones. And the number one thing I feel like is that a lot of people do kind of have a similar approach to it. But if you add something really like niche and unique to your teaching style, that's going to get way more word of mouth and way more people like interested in the work you do than it just being kind of plain and boring and not fun. Also, doing Star Trek stuff makes it fun. Like, if someone wasn't into Star Trek before, they're going to be into it now.
He seemed to really love how he did team leadership and how he came about it. So I was like, I'd put all hands on him. Yeah,
that's dope. Okay, and then my another person that came to mind that I think would be amazing would probably be Rengoku from Demon Slayer, our boy with the yellow and fiery tips for his hair. He is so intense.
Too.
Huh?
He also has that drunken, like, half asleep sword style.
He's a drunken pastime?
Well, when he goes to sleep, sometimes he can fight when he's asleep or drunk. I don't know.
No. That's Zenitsu. That's the one that screams all the time. I'm talking about Rengoku. He's a part of. He's like in the top main people for the Demon Slayers. Hashira, I think they're called. He was in Mugen Train, so he's the main guy that's in Mugen Train. So Rengoku, because,
he'll be really good at team development.
Exactly, he would be the best. He would be the best. He's so enthusiastic. He's like he believes in you to the point that you're willing to go out and probably die. That was the whole Mugen Train movie. Like, it was like, how are we going to beat this thing? We're going to die. And he's like, together as friends. And I'm like, I've never seen the power of friendship inspire the world. It got put up for an Oscar. Had people crying sobbing in the theaters. Like, he is an amazing personality.
Even in death
Yes.
situations, like, you can do it. We can all do it together. We believe in the power of the might and how we do it together.
Like, I just can't get over the fact that, yeah, but it's also like other characters feel immediately much more confident in what they're doing or what they have to do in the show, even though they were like, oh my God, how am I going to get out of this? Or, oh my God, I'm going to die. And then he like pats you on the shoulder and he's like, I believe in you. And immediately you're just like, he believes in me. Like, yeah.
He's like that boss.
Yeah,
you can do it.
He'll be great. Yeah, he is literally the definition. For some reason, I feel like he has the over, like the energy of Naruto, like the confidence that Naruto had to be Hokage, or like that's my Nindo way, like that level of energy, but in a way more cool way, where you're just like, I want to be like that weirdly sparkly man over there. I don't know why. He's just great. He's a lot, but he's great. And he lives up to the intensity of his personality. He's also that good in his abilities. So he literally can talk the talk and walk the walk. So I think he would do perfect as a coach. Like he made Mugen Train. That movie became so great and so like infamous among anime fans, not only because of the art style of freaking Demon Slayer, we all know that, but I think having him be the main like top Demon Slayer person, the Hashira who comes in and actually like works alongside our trio of boys who are like just starting out and now have to face up against another big bad demon. I don't know. I just thought he was great, and he would do great at his job. I'd fight to the death for that man. If he told me I could do it, I believe him. I'd die, but I believe him.
Your marketing is so out there that you can do it no matter what. Even if you have this person who don't want to sell, you're going to still get him to sell.
That's the personality he has. Also, he could also be so overbearing that you just do it, so he'll stop.
He's like that boss is like, are you done yet? Are you doing it? I believe in you. You can do this. The mentality. And it's like, okay, thank you, but how many times do you need to say that before I do it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he is so intense. Yeah, he's so intense that like you would probably end up doing whatever he is telling you can do, just so he will leave you alone. Like you just want him to stop telling you to do stuff. And yeah, he's perfect for that. Yes, that was easy. That was probably the easiest one to match up.
True. Let's do sound mixing.
Sound mixing?
Yeah, the mixing sound like a DJ type sort in the studio.
Okay. Dude, literally because my brain is trying to think of characters, I'm just gonna go easy mode for my first one and just say literally probably Carol or Tuesday from Carol and Tuesday, the anime. It's a music anime. They make music. They use soundboards. I'm gonna be like, there we go. Easy peasy, easy work because they already make music. And I think I like the music from the show as well. I will say the music from the show. I don't know if they would make a lot of like flubby pop hits or like techno hits, but I do think that they would do really well with at least mixing stuff. Actually, you know what? Hold on. I think I have a better one. Maybe, dude, I don't know. Maybe someone from like Cyberpunk Edge Runner that's out right now. Like maybe one of those characters. They're really intense. Who's the small girl from that show? The one who's just Rebecca. So I would say Rebecca from Cyberpunk Edge Runner. So for anyone who hasn't seen it, Netflix just dropped Cyberpunk Edge Runner. It came out this year. Came out like a month ago. If you played the video game or if you have it, it really does fit the aesthetic for the show. She's this tiny, small, pigtailed girl who like has like these green glowing eyes. She shoot first, ask question later, but she has such high energy and high like chaotic fun energy. I think she would be really good at mixing music, because like her style is really good. She's great with crowds, and she has a lot of confidence. So I think you need those things in order to at least be confident in the music you're making, not just being good technically, but being willing to say, no, I stand by this. And I think she would be good for that. Or she'd suit you if you disagree. So
I know.
she would just that works too.
Hey, D-Guy Moto Suwa from Kobit.
He's the main character, and he stands out because not only Showbit's the android that he's trying to have program in human life, but I think in the way him doing that, he'll understand music and use music as a medium to express himself, since he's kind of like out there, not really like normal to other people, and just like, well, maybe if I'm trying to teach emotion to the android that I'm in Showbits, maybe music is the way to do it. I really see him using music and mixing sound to convey emotions to teach her more lessons. What do you think? He has that type of personality to like go learn the craft and actually be really well versed into it, because of the simple fact, he has no other thing to devote his time to as much. It's kind of, boring life, but it'll give him something interesting to do. Do you see that?
No, I think I could definitely see that. I think maybe because the way that Showbits is, it is hard for my brain to think of like someone mixing music that isn't going to make me want to like game over myself from that show. Because that show is just like, oh my God. Okay, but I agree. I think with the way you described it, he probably would be really well for that. Probably really good for music theory too, honestly.
I see him dive into the notes and then using like music design and music theory as like, more composition background to actually really dive into it, describe what emotions are, how they feel like, how to simulate sadness from happiness to frustration to an eerie theme, all in the name of music. Even though he's not pre-qualified, I think he has the audacity to go learn it because he has a reason to do it. And he's pretty well, I think if he puts his mind to something, revolves a lot of different things, connecting bolts and pieces, he will do well in it.
No, I can agree with that. I'm trying to think of a third person who would be good for music mixing. And I can't think of a character.
That's fine. Let's do... advertising. He would be great at advertising.
Advertising? Oh, you know what? Diane from from freaking Seven Deadly Sins.
Oh my God. She'd be the spokesperson for the Giants. It's like, yeah, even a giant size like me can enjoy this.
Exactly. That's literally what they make her do in the show. Her first mission when they get her is like they set up shop, and then Meliodas is like, all right, go find us some So she just walks around and yells to people to come eat at the Boar's Hat. And so, yeah, Diane. Easy. She's big. You don't need to pay for a billboard. You have a giant. You don't even have to be like, oh, even if your place is in a difficult area to get to, like how they're always at the top of a hill or something in that show, when they open up the restaurant, she can just put people in her backpack. She can bring you your customers in her backpack. I think she would be perfect for advertising. Imagine, you know how like NASCAR racers wear full outfits with like 27 companies on them? Imagine Diane's freaking like jumpsuit or whatever. Exactly. Hilarious. I love it.
You know what? I think that'd be great for her. She'd be into it and trying to do her best that she could, mentality, and I think the cheerfulness is also an asset that will actually help her in advertising as well. People probably have a hard time saying no because she is very cheerful and happy and upbeat about how she does things. And also she's a giant, so she's like way taller than you, so you might be intimidated by her by first glance. So it's like, oh, maybe I should do this. Maybe the giant would be nice. I don't piss off the giant.
Exactly. You don't want to piss her off, so you do what she says. You go do the thing, or you support the cause. But also, she's really cute. She's fun. And then you're also going to have King, hopefully in his small size, floating around on like a bear pillow. They would make a great team. I feel like I made the perfect selection. I would hire her in a heartbeat. I love that.
Let's see. I think the person that I might do for advertising is I'm gonna take a route with business analytics page. I'm gonna suggest Zero from Log Horizon. He's the protagonist. He's also the Elder Tale leader as well. I feel like he will do really well in strategizing how he's going to do business, how he's going to organize the business and get the customer base to rally behind the business, and overall the analytics to necessarily run the business. What do you think of my
No, I can agree with that, especially because in mine, I'm thinking of when I see Diane, I see her as like the billboard. But if you're saying as an advertising company, that you need to have the background skills. You need to have the ability to kind of think of budgeting, optimization for whatever you're advertising, how you'll get the most eyes on it. The best people to have as kind of like used to sponsor your stuff. So yeah, if you can't run your business correctly and know the right moves to make, you'll end up hemorrhaging money and going out of business or failing whatever campaign. So yeah, I agree with that.
Well, also, he ran the guild, Elder Tale, and Log Horizon is the guild that he established and did really well with cooperation and partnerships, and they did pretty well in that area. So I think from his track record, dude, I'll give him a salary right off the bat. Just how good he is. He'll make me the most money I can. I don't have to break a sweat.
No, I totally agree with that. And you know what? Weirdly enough, because of the way you described that, he was someone I was thinking of. But I'm gonna have to say probably also either it's a toss up either between Lelouch or maybe like Light Yagami. So like Lelouch from what is it? Yeah, like because they're freaking they're good.
They're the best advertising company.
Exactly, but they're so good. So you can so it's either Lelouch from Code Geass or Light Yagami from Death Note. And to me, they're first off, they were able to manipulate the world and the people close to them. So they absolutely have the strategic skills to like run an advertising company. And they also would probably be really good. They would probably be the type to do big advertising contracts because they're just really good at conceptualizing what they want to do and forming it out in their head, and then actually putting that into action, even when they don't have all the resources that they need. They're 17 steps ahead of whoever else they're dealing with. And they actually, and when they're challenged, they always seem to like keep up with the competition. So I'm going to have to say Lelouch / Light Yagami that we could throw up in there.
So if Lelouch is ahead of the advertising company, we have to keep a similar background. He will have to have an alternative motive. Say, okay, I want this company. I want this other company to the ground. I'm going to use you to do it. Mentality. Like Yagami. Like Yagami probably. I think an advertising company that handles criminal records could do really well for him.
I don't even think he would do that. Because the thing with Light is that he's more of the type to let people box themselves into their own corner. Like Lelouch will destroy you completely. But he also kind of uses his
travel agency. He'll do an advertising for a travel agency, get the best bookings for the best price.
Yeah, like I feel like the way Light would run his company is that he would consistently make his competition think that they're making the right move because they're trying to outsmart him, and then they would end up making a bad call, and they would ruin their own company by making a bad call or rushing to a decision because they're trying to outsmart him or be ahead of him, and that's his plan all along. That's literally how Light lives his life. He's just like, all right, well, if I do this, then they'll think that, and then I'll think that, and then I'll think this. And then he finally says an answer. It takes like 25 seconds for him to have one thought. So I feel like whoever he goes against, they're going to try and outsmart him and then end up shooting themselves in the foot. So
I think he's going to present as such a good travel package that the other company, he's going to let the whistleblower, like for corporate espionage, take it to their company and actually doom them instead. I think that's his mentality. He'll make it so it looks so good on the surface, and then when they actually try to implement it, it bankrupts them. He's that vindictive.
Absolutely. Petty. Yes, petty revenge.
He wants his efforts to be the reason why the company went bankrupt instead of Light letting themselves do it.
Yeah, no, I honestly, both of them I think is great, but Lelouch is definitely the king of like petty revenge. So I first off, I would never want to go against Lelouch. I would be like, man, just hire me. Hire me. I'd rather not go against you. Absolve, like take my company. Let us become one with you. Because he is relentless. Light just wants to like feel like he's on top and powerful. So I'd rather just let him live in that delusion. Lelouch is like, this is not a delusion. You will do what I say, or I will wipe you off the map. And so, not great.
Yeah.
Don't like that.
True. How about welding? Who do you think would be a good welder in anime?
Winry from Full Metal Alchemist. I'm sorry. That's literally what she does. I was like, easy work.
Black. What's it called? Limbs, prosthetics.
Yeah, she's a prosthetics engineer, which is needed for that time. But she's also a mechanic. Like she actually knows what she's doing with machines. She's more of a builder and a fixer. But I think she's also would be really good at welding because she has to work with the metals anyway. And we've seen her use like a blowtorch and stuff beforehand. So I think Winry, because of the skill she has, and because that's not really far off from what she does in Full Metal Alchemist anyway, besides be taller than Ed for like 90% of the episodes. Yeah, I think she that's an easy pick. If I was going easy mode, I would say definitely Winry. I don't know. Maybe Ash from Pokemon. He has
Uh,
Charizard. He's got fire right there. He's got all his Pokemons. He can probably do some
I
dope
mean, I guess
welding.
you can direct a team. Just get an entire. Well, getting an entire team just to do welding and putting things together and have the heat, have the. You got to have the construction Pokemon. That's a fighting type that carries around the crowbar. And then you might have to have like Charizard do the fire, and then you have maybe a steel type to, I don't know, harden the steel. Maybe, I don't know.
I mean, as far as I also see in regards to the Pokemon, he could do that. Ash technically could have any. He could any business that requires like building stuff or creating things. If he has his Pokemon, he could probably get it done. But I think welding, because that one kind of lends itself more to being able to use high heat, brute force, all of that. It doesn't have to be necessarily pretty in the very beginning. Like you would, like, I don't think Ash would be great for building like a building. I don't think he would be great for like building an actual house. But I do think he would be great at welding or like excavating a place or something. So yeah, I would say Ash and his team of Pokemon.
I'm gonna have an interesting one. Frankenstein from Soul Eater.
Oh, okay.
So, he's a scientist fatality. He himself has metal inside him. He's based off Frankenstein. He's based on the prestige of who Frankenstein was, reanimated back to life from electricity. So welding, using a lot of heat and scientific process, he'd be able to do it with ease and make a lot of money of it because he's very specialized. He's like a high tier in the marketplace when it comes to this stuff because it's like super easy for him. And then at the same time, he's doing experiments on the side while doing the main business without a scratch.
I would say yes, but also because he kind of has that mad scientist vibes.
Yeah.
I don't know how well some of these things would come out, or how risky some of these things would be.
Good. I just
hey, no. We're saying
it might not be stable, but
I don't like that.
Something does. I mean,
I don't like that because that's changing the rules. Because everybody else that we've recommended is at least going to be good at their job. Like they're going to be good and they're going to do the job well. Like, but you're over here like, he'll do something. We don't know if it's going to be safe.
That's the thing. You put the metal together and it's going to stick. So if it's slightly bending, it's still stable.
I just feel like giving
steel and then put into welding and that way. But it is going to get done. It is going to be done somewhat efficiently.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying that it seems like we're saying that it's cool for him to be mediocre at his job while everybody else has been good at their job completely. So that's all I'm saying.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying, don't want him to be mediocre. No. That's it. What'd you say though?
What you want to talk about? What's your random category?
You know what? An entertainer. Like, we can do entertainment, like the entertainment industry. So someone who would be a good, like, it doesn't matter, like either a good performer or like someone who does shows, like, like how at theme parks they have those shows that they put on. Like, who do you think would be really good at like entertaining a crowd of people?
ARC v Yu-Gi-Oh! That's the entire season of just entertainment and pendulum dueling and just running with your monsters on the field. Anyone in that anime will be great at it. But the one that comes to mind is Yu-Yu Saki. the main character. He's literally running on his pendulum, odd eyes dragging on the field and doing acrobatics, and his family's an entire phantom troupe that just dedicates themselves to this live action dueling mentality. You're on a grand stage, and his entire goal is to entertain people.
You know what? Yeah, that's literally what it does. So you are 100% right. That that's literally. You're like, oh, perfect. You're like, yes, his entire personality is this, and I love that. You're absolutely right. Okay, I mean, my pick would I'm gonna be honest, I would probably pick either it's just because of the energy that they give me. Would be very entertaining to watch them do something, but I would not want to hang out with them for long periods of time. I'm just gonna be honest. So either Gojo from Jujutsu Kaisen, or like Rock Lee from Naruto. I feel like either one of them would be really entertaining to watch a show of. But then if you were like, do you want to hang out with them for 6 hours or something? I'm like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. No, thank you.
So let's go over Rock Lee for a change. So how would he entertain? Would he entertain in martial arts and taijutsu and have like demonstration what go beyond human boundaries?
Well, for one, if you watch Naruto and if you watch the beginning, like if you watch Shippuden, kind of before they kind of like just kind of neutralized him out, like he's been entertaining the entire, like you always watch his fight. Everyone remembers Rock Lee's fights because there's levels to it. So I feel like he would do like a really cool show showing like, starting easy, cutting wood in half with his hands or breaking bricks or something, and then he would upgrade to or moving around quickly, and then he would take off the weight. Everyone remembers him taking off the weights, the explosion, people being like, huh, what else could he? Oh, he's just gonna take off some weights, and then them puppies hit the ground, and then he's zoom, and then, like I can't see any way that people aren't gonna be like, oh my god, like literally reacting like JoJo characters as this man basically moves at the speed of light. So yeah, Rock Lee, perfect. And also the way he looks. Like, again, I think also for entertainers, you have to have a unique look to you. Or if you don't have a unique look, it's so that way people can focus more on what you're doing instead of just like your outfit and your gimmick. But like for Gojo and for Rock Lee, they have such distinct looks that people would remember them easily, and they're very marketable because like Rock Lee having a bowl cut and caterpillar eyebrows, a big old like perfect teeth smile, and a full green jumpsuit. And he wears his headband like on his waist with those orange like knee-high socks. Yeah, easy to market. You wouldn't confuse him with anyone else. You're not gonna be like, oh yeah, I think that's Ninja. Like, no, that's Rock Lee, easy. So
I can see that. I definitely see Rock Lee bringing some charisma and work hard mentality and hard work yielding great results, and maybe a traveling demonstration at different stadiums and venues along the way, and he just builds up an entire audience for himself. I see it. Let's see. Probably another category is the weather. Who is good at as a meteorologist?
As a meteorologist,
using science to say, oh, the forecast for today is this. We're gonna have a clear day and nothing's gonna happen.
I'm so sorry. I don't know why. Probably because I'm a terrible person. But I think it would be hilarious to have Shinji from Neon Genesis do it, because like in his world there's always something plummeting to Earth about to destroy it. So I think Shinji would be hilarious, where he's just like, and today we have 3 angels arriving. They're gonna be a category demon level. And we probably will all die if I don't get in that suit. So I think Shinji would be great, only because of that reason. Only because of that stupid scenario. But I would watch the news every day to look at that poorly depressed child try to explain what's happening. So that's my vote. Shinji. Shinji just being upset.
I was going to. Oh, okay. I actually have someone that fit this category when I thought of it. Nami from One Piece. She's the navigator. She understands the weather currents and also has weather-based attacks. So she's able to look at the weather as a navigator perspective and sailing to actually, if she studied more like the forecast that we have, the technology we would give her, she'll exceed in predicting the weather and actually maybe even predict the weather when sometimes our gadgets can't predict it. She might predict something that's actually right with her instincts.
Well, that is very true.
She can probably surpass these techniques that we have depending on what's happening. The navigator has to know different weather conditions on the open sea to be able to sail. So she already has first-hand experience, understanding of various techniques and attacks using, condensation, evaporation, storm cloud manipulation, kind of also put into events like the main perspective. Like she has a deep understanding in attacking with weather type attacks as well. So not only offensively, she can also tell it to the masses of people who don't know how to predict the weather like she can.
Right.
And, she can make a lot of money for it, and she can demand any price because her skills are just that good. She'd be, super rich by it, too. She'd be in for the money. Nothing else. If the weather station had Nami, they would have to maybe go broke just to have her. Or she'll go somewhere else. But she'd bring in, all this good attention to the actual station. It's like, oh, man, we don't have anyone else. Crap.
No, I think she also would just be really good at her job, because if she's getting paid, she's gonna do the job. So I think she would be pretty good at it. And also she has a commanding spirit, so I think that they would love that as well. And that would be great for conveying the news. Also, can you first off, I think she would be great here in Florida, because during when the hurricane was coming, our weather people weren't impactful enough, because people were like, we'll be fine. So I need Nami to be on the news and be calling people idiots to their face and be like, are you dumb? Do you think you can swim in these surges? And then people be like, you know what? Now she's speaking our language. That I can understand. That makes sense. She would not use the newscaster voice at all. She would
dragging you to death. She'd be knocking you on the head like she does Luffy all the time.
She wouldn't even be in front of the green screen. They would be they would have a camera crew as she's going up to people's houses and knocking on the door, and then pointing to the sky that's completely gray and being like, "Are you dumb? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't know you were blind. Did you not see my weather report?"
Wait. Also, why would she need a green screen if she can just make the weather on the screen itself?
Exactly. Never mind. There we go.
If you need a live demonstration, it's like, well, here you go. This is what's going to happen. Let me demonstrate you for you real quick. Oh my gosh.
I think she has so much personality. One, she'll be asking so much money. Two, it'd be easy for her to do. Third, she's going to be having a lot of free time. She's just going to invest into other avenues and maybe demoralize people. You know, that's what she does. I think she's going to demoralize people and other competitors and make the ratings go down because she's just that competitive. What do you think?
I think that's exactly right. Honestly, I also think that she'll be so good at what she does that companies will keep offering higher money depending on when her contract ends for whichever one she's at to get her on their station. So she would just be making bank. She'll probably become the most famous newscaster because she's really good at just what she does. That sounds 100% correct. But don't know me. Anyone else? Who else can? I don't know. I feel like who controls the weather? What anime characters control the weather? Because I'm just gonna say that. I'm just gonna say that. My brain is stumped. Hold on. First off, so let's just some of these people. I mean, of course, yeah, we can say maybe from freaking Black Clover, but he aggravates me, and he would be so boring.
That's not much weather related. I mean, okay, you know what? Yuno's not bad. He can understand.
He's boring. Yuno is boring. Yuno would get on my nerves. If I had to watch him for the news, no thank you. No. No. Oh, you know what? Actually, I forgot about this dude. There's a guy called West Blue Marine from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure who is known as Weather Report. That's literally his name is Weather Report. And his stand is able to manipulate the weather. So yes, I would use the man named Weather Report to give us the weather report. I refuse to be creative. He
just uses a giant fan that does weather.
Yes. But his stand, it's going to be his stand, so no one's going to see. He's going to have 100% accuracy because no one's going to see his stand. And he could be like, oh yeah, it's going to snow today. And it's going to be, when you're watching the news, it's like 90 degrees out in April. And then you walk outside and it's snowing because his stand is changing the weather. And the only people who know this are other stand users. And you sound crazy being like, this man has a giant floating ghost behind him that's changing the weather. People gonna be like, those crazy kids. So yeah, I'm going with West Blue Marine from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Oh, okay. Can he change the weather on a large scale? Like,
he can
like
make
an entire, like with 50 miles radius.
Probably because he's able to create like tornadoes and huge storms and all of that. So yeah. I guess it also depends on if he's got unless you've beaten the crap out of him.
Well, the reason why I had Nami, she's a navigator, so the reason why I didn't want a power individual who can manipulate, like just make a storm happen, is so they can just do what they want and they can be given the job. Like, what? It's like kind of like the shortcut cheating at the job. No characters cheated at their job.
I'm sorry this man was born with the ability to change the weather. Now you don't want to give him the one job that makes complete sense for him? Oh, pardon me. I didn't know we were out here discriminating against God-born gifts. Okay, well, fine. I guess he could be a trash man. I don't know what you want from him. It's weather report.
He's local at building and welding. I don't know if that would be good. At least the people in the list so far have been good at their job.
Look, I'm just saying it makes no sense in any ways whatsoever for a man who goes by the name and is known as Weather Report to be a newscaster to do the weather. You're over here like, he can't be a meteorologist. And I'm like, his name is Weather Report. And you're like, too easy. Discrimination. Disrespectful.
What? Disrespectful when you were dissing Frankenstein?
Look, I wasn't dissing Frankenstein. I'm just saying that Frankenstein wouldn't be good at his job. At least, literally, Weather Report skills and abilities make sense for what he needs to do. Frankenstein, you said
I don't know.
Frankenstein. No, you said Frankenstein can be subpar at his job as long as he gets it done, and so he fits the category. Meanwhile, I have someone whose literal ability is changing the weather, and you're saying too easy. At least he's good at it.
Oh, well, this is like me saying, oh, I want to be a professional gamer, but my special ability is I can be lucky at any moment of any given day.
Okay, so you mean Domino from the X-Men comic? Oh, yeah. Pardon her? Well, again, this is just racism against people with abilities at this point. They can't help that they're better than us at one specific thing. I mean, if I had that ability, I would absolutely go gambling all the time.
Oh my God. Well, man, why would you go gambling when you can bring good luck in other areas? You can be good luck at real estate. You can be good luck anywhere you go. So it doesn't matter what you do.
We've already been over this. It's been a long-standing thing at this point that if I am ever given powers or abilities, I will not be a hero. We have been over this. I am immediately becoming an anti-hero. I'm immediately using them for barely good. Barely good. I may donate some of the money to a charity, but I'm balling out. I know this about myself. You can be a hero.
I will not need to work. I'll just do everything I want and enjoy life, and everything will come goodwill. And I don't have to expect anything in return because I know I'll get good fortune out of it. So I can just live carefree. What do you mean, boo? That's
I want
all the time.
I want some chaos while I'm being selfish, and that's just me. But that's just me.
No, knowing you probably want to think, okay, I have good luck, so let's go in an area where good luck is actually a bad thing and cause chaotic. What's an area of big bad luck? Like,
no, I would literally sign up to go into the military. I'd be like, send me to a war zone, and I would seem like a superhuman because I am. Because people are shooting missiles and they're missing me and hitting their own tanks. I just want to have a good time, and you're trying to block my shine. And I don't like that, baby. How about this? I don't like that.
I'd rather you go to the casino, make the casino go bankrupt because you're so lucky that everyone around you wins.
Okay. I can deal with that. I can do that.
I don't think a one-man stop hero for the military is going to be, one woman would be, you'll have a target on you. And, locking of so far, you're not always guaranteed to live.
See, this is what I'm talking about. A hater in real life. You won't let us be great. And I'm not going to sit here and let you ruin my possibilities of going out there and having a great time in war. But anyway.
How you know you can't predict the events all around you? How you know you're not going to be an accidental casualty? Something might happen outside your lucky field. Let's say you only have 50 feet.
I have not thought that far. I thought to where I thought, and that's where it ends. I'm not outside. I don't know.
Oh, well, as we debate who is going to be more lucky or who's going to be less lucky, I think, show analysis and character roles and jobs are pretty self-explanatory. What do you think?
Yeah, I also think this is just like something that people should go and do with their friends. Just do it for fun, hang out, and see what characters your friends come up with for certain jobs or responsibilities, and just have a ball with it because it's a fun game. True. As we've clearly done, and it's fun to think about.
True, and maybe you don't have to look them up and know who they are and what they fitting in a category either.
Exactly. Or you can. It's not a law.
Just don't be like Leah over here looking it up as we go.
I'm not going to apologize. I stand by what I did. I stand by what I did. You can't shame me
All right, guys, this concludes this episode. You can go to us where you get podcasts near you. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Spotify. You can also go to our website at www.mcanimepodcast.com, where we upload the episodes, cover art, and the potential posts as well. And you can also go on us on Patreon, where you can support us and give more support for MC Anime Podcasts, like special guest appearances, cover art ideas, episode ideas, and more. Guys, hope to have a fun day and enjoy. And maybe you'll be as lucky as we are and strike gold.
This concludes another episode of MC Anime Podcast. MC Anime Podcast is available on podcast directories like Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and YouTube. We also have our website at mcanimepodcast.com. If you want to directly support us, then follow Patreon blog MC Anime. Finally, if you want services for hire, then we're available on Fiverr for audio and video production, graphic design, idea consulting, and blog and article writing.